Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, thank you for stopping by, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for being here. It means so much to me. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about something really interesting, and I can't wait to share with you. So I made a video with my friend the other day, and the video about talking stage mistakes you could avoid, and I got a lot of feedbacks. I'm going to leave the link to the video in the description box, and then you can just catch up before you watch this video so you can understand what I'm saying, because I'm going to be referring to that video. Please, if you enjoy this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Please, thank you so much. So let's get right into the video. In this video, I'm going to be sharing some questions you could ask in a talking stage. Yes, specific questions you could ask. Now, before I get into the question, I want you to understand that before you get into a talking stage, you have to get to know yourself and know everything about yourself. Yes, it's a time where you have to study yourself, spend time with yourself, know the kind of things you like, the kind of things you don't like, your hobbies, what turns you off, your pet peeves, all of those things. You have to get to know yourself, because if you don't know yourself, how would you want somebody to get to know you? And this video is actually for people that are in talking stages, intentional talking stages. Now, the key word is intentional. You're in a talking stage with somebody because you find this person interesting and you feel like you want to get to know more about this person. And if you get to know more about this person, there's chances that the person may be somebody you want to get into a relationship with. Okay, if you're looking to be in the talking stage with somebody, you just want to while away time, you just want to see how it goes, you don't even know what you're looking for, this video might not be for you, because the questions I'm going to be talking about and I'm going to be sharing with you are really deep questions that you need to ask intentional talking stages. So if you're not going into an intentional talking stage, there's really no point of you asking these questions. Okay, so that being said, so now if you know yourself and you understand yourself, you should be able to know your deal breakers, right? So it's best if you could write it down. I wrote a blog post about the list, having a list about your ideal partner. So I'm going to leave the link to the blog post in the description. If you are looking to have an ideal partner, you're probably single, and then there are some things that you want in your partner, and then you've already understood yourself and you feel like these are things you want in your ideal partner. Now, try as much as possible to avoid the physical attributes. I have a list, and my list doesn't have even one physical attribute. I don't have any physical attribute in my list. I just have things that, okay, this person could be this, it could be that. But one thing about those characters, in a way, they kind of like attract you to the person. So it's best that, okay, even if you have those physical attributes, don't really dwell on them. That in your list you'll be writing, you must be fine, you must be 6 feet tall, she must be endowed, she must be tall, she must have the Coke bottle, hourglass figure, all of those things. They could be unrealistic, because you could find someone that has other qualities but does not fit those physical attributes. Will you leave the person because they don't? Probably not. So it's best when you're writing your list, you write everything that you feel like in character that you want your ideal partner to have. Something like honesty, somebody that is kind, somebody that is selfless, somebody that is independent, all those attributes that you could write on your list. Then you should also have a section for deal breakers. So deal breakers are, they have the negotiable deal breakers and the non-negotiable deal breakers. So you have to figure it out for yourself that, these are my deal breakers, but they are negotiable. If the person is ready to change, I could accept the person. But these are my non-negotiable deal breakers. If the person is not going to change, then I'm not going to go forward with the talking stage or the relationship. Do you understand my point? So now let's get right into it. So the questions I'm going to be sharing with you are divided into different sessions, but I kind of like mix them together. So the point of a talking stage is to know if you're compatible with the person you're talking to. So we have personal compatibility, spiritual compatibility, social compatibility, and probably financial compatibility. So these are like the 4 major compatibility that you could that we'll be touching in this video. Now, the whole point of this compatibility thing is to know if the person that you're entering a talking stage with is compatible with you. So you want to know if this person, you and this person, are compatible. Now, compatibility does not mean that you guys are similar or the same or exact the same. It means that in my own definition, it means that you guys have similarities and differences that balances each other. So you know that, oh, I may be lacking in this area, but this person is not lacking in this area, and it's fine because we could build each other. I don't know if that makes sense. I know it does. Yeah, it does. So in personal compatibility, you want to know about the person. Like when you want to get to know somebody, you ask, tell me about yourself. You can be more specific by tell me your name, where are you from, your state of origin, where do you reside, what do you like doing, what are your likes and dislikes, what is your occupation, what is your age, what did you study, if the person has academic background, you want to get to know about all those things. What's their state of origin, what born are they in their family, just a brief family background. Oh, I'm the first born, oh, I'm the last born. So people have this thing where they say they don't want to get married to the firstborn, or they don't want to get married to the lastborn, or they may just have things that they just, like I said, all those negotiable deal breakers or whatever. But you want to get to know this person and see if this person is compatible with you. If you're, let's say, some people will say, I'm the firstborn, I can't marry a firstborn, it will be too much for us, stuff like that. So this is an opportunity for you to have a personal background, yes, about the person. So the next thing you want to ask about is the genotype. Now, if you're AS or SS, you want to know if the person is AA. Yeah, I know AA genotype are so proud right now watching this video, but they don't need to ask this question. But if you're AS, you need to ask the person if the person is AA. You want to ask about their genotype, you want to ask about their blood group, so you can know if you're compatible medically, if that makes sense. So yeah, if you want to know if you're compatible, so you know that I'm sure they all taught us in school. If you went to school, they taught us in integrated science and even in biology about the whole SS, AS, AA, and compatibility and all. So if you're AS, you cannot marry AS. Although there's a medical procedure you can go through that would help you not to give birth to SS kids, and I heard it's quite expensive. But so if the person is worth the risk, the person is not worth the risk. It's just for you to figure it out. You have to make the decision by yourself. So you want to know about the person's hobbies. What does the person like to do? Are they an introvert, extrovert, ambivert? Like, what kind of things do they like to do? Are they those outgoing people, or this kind of people? You want to know. So you ask, okay, what do you do for fun? Some people like sleeping for fun, some people like being indoors, some people like being outdoors. So if you're looking for somebody that you want to be outdoor, like you always want to go out, and let's say you're this kind of quiet person, this is an opportunity for you to get to know if that person is an outgoing person, and the person could maybe rub it off on you and maybe start taking you out and make you go out and have more fun. Or if you're the kind of person that, oh, I don't want to go out, I just want to stay in, and I want somebody that likes to stay in too. So this is an opportunity for you to get to know that. So you have to ask about their hobbies. The next thing you want to ask about is the personality type. And now they have different kind of personality type and test. There's this Dix personality test that you could take, and I don't think it's free, because when I took it, my employer paid for it, so I don't think it's free. But you have the normal personality test, the sanguine, melancholy, choleric, and then phlegmatic or something like that. So you want to know the person's personality type, and you have to know yours too, because you cannot be asking somebody, all these questions I'm asking, you have to answer them too, so you can get to know yourself better, right? So you have to know your personality. Are you a sanguine? You're always cheerful, happy, friendly, and all of that. And is the person you're talking to a melancholy, like to be in the space, reserved, and all of that? You want to know all these things, and there's no fixed rule. Although you go online and you see personality compatibility, that if you're a sanguine, you would go very well with a melancholy or something like that. I don't agree. I just feel like everybody has a major personality type, but they are a mix of the other kind of personality type. You can be a melancholy and maybe a little bit of a sanguine, or you can be a phlegmatic and a touch of sanguine or something. Like, you cannot just be one, although one of them has to be dominant, but you get what I'm saying. So you want to know the person's personality type. If the person does not know their personality type, that is, I don't know why you wouldn't know your personality type, but you can maybe share the link with them. There are lots of free links online that, okay, take this test so that I can know your personality type. If the person is intentional, the person will take the test to know their personality type. That's how you know somebody is intentional. And you have to pay attention to the responses they give you. Are they the one word kind of person, or trying to like have a conversation and all? That's something you should pay attention to. If you're talking on chat, you should pay attention to some words and all, and then you should try to infuse voice notes, if possible, getting to meet the person and having face-to-face conversation, video calls and all of that. Technology has made it so easy that you don't need to see the person face-to-face to have those kind of conversation with the person. All right, so you also want to know about their values and ideologies. How do they think? How do they see things? Are they very logical, or are they very spiritual, or just understand, okay, how do they see things? How do they view things? That would help you understand the kind of person that person is. You can bring up scenarios in the conversation and then try to see the person's views so that you can understand the person's values and ideologies better. I also want to know about and ask about the person's deal breaker. Some people's deal breaker can be dishonesty. So if you're dishonest, maybe you lie, no matter how tiny the lie is, you're like, we're done. And some people, deal breaker might be, or if you touch my stuff, some people deal breaker maybe for you maybe very little, but for them it's like a big deal. Like, once you do that, I'm not doing it again. So people deal breaker is like, oh, if you smoke, we can't be together. If you drink alcohol, we can't be together. Like, what exactly are the deal breakers? Are you violent? Do you have anger issues? You have trust issues? Whatever the deal breakers the person has, the person should let you know. So from the person's deal breaker, obviously the person's deal breaker would not be something that they do, right? So you should know, if you should also share your deal breakers with them so you can understand if there's a compatibility there. You don't like people that are violent, me too. Or you don't like people that this, you can now compare. You don't like people that this, but I'm this, so you'll be able to know if you're compatible with them or not. You also want to know about their religion and faith. So you want to know if you are compatible in that area, if you're a particular religion and you want to date or marry somebody from your religion. You want to ask that question. If they're spiritually open, if you're a Christian, if you're a Muslim, whatever religion that you are, you want to, if you're looking for somebody that is in the same religion with you, or worships the same way you worship, or shares the same faith with you, you want to ask about that so that you can know if you're compatible in that area or not. You also want to know about their sexual values. I know a lot of people shy away from talking about this, but it's actually very important. If you're celibate or you're abstaining and you want somebody that is doing the same, you want to talk about it. So when you get into a relationship, you don't have issues with, I'm not celibate and this person is not giving it to me, or I'm celibate and this person is trying to make me give it to him and I don't want it, or she's trying to make me, and all of that. So in order to avoid all of these things, when you talk about your sexual values, you know that, okay, this is the way you think about this. I'm not cool with it. And then you can choose to stop it. Because if that's like a huge, if that's like a very big deal for you, maybe in spiritually or something personal to you, and you don't want to compromise, then that's the time you could walk away. But it's best that you talk about it on time. All right. So you want to talk about the money and spending habits. How does this person view money? How does this person spend money? Are they spenders? Are they savers? How do they see money? How do they value money? How do they, you want to know, even if you don't know the deep, you just want to know the basics. There's some people that would not want somebody that spend so much, and there's some people that don't want somebody that likes to always save and hoard. They'll say, this person is stingy coco or something like that. So you want to know the kind of person you're talking to, and you want to know their spending habit or their money habits. Yes, it's very important. You also want to know about their love language. What are their love languages? This way you can get connected to the person on a deeper level. When you know about their love languages, I think they're like 5 different love languages. They have the receiving gifts, act of service, words of affirmation, physical touch, and quality time. So you want to know the person's love languages so that you can show your care and love to the person when the time comes. So you have to be aware of that. You also have to know yours so that the person can be aware of that as well. You want to know about their role models and mentors. You want to know who are those people they listen to, who are those people they look up to. It could tell a lot about the person. If I don't want to mention names in this vlog, but if the person you're in a talking stage is the role model is a kind of public figure or celebrity that does not hold that does not have the values that you are comfortable with or subscribe to the same values as you or something similar, that could be a sign. Because I mean, if you are listening to this person, they have all these podcasters, people on Twitter that tweet some kind of stuff, and then you don't really agree with what they tweet or what they talk about, and then the person you're in a talking stage with is a diehard fan of them, they listen to them, they're very dedicated, they're passionate about the person and all, that may be a sign that you shouldn't go forward with it, or that could be a sign that you should go forward with it. Okay, you want to know their mentors, you want to know people that they listen to even personally. The mentors can be maybe their it can be their colleague, it could be their pastors, it could be their spiritual heads, whatever their mentors are. You want to know this thing, and you should also have a mentor and role model that you could also share with them, so that they can know if you both are compatible, or they can know if you're compatible with them as well. You also want to know about their survival skills. What are their survival skills? This question may seem irrelevant, but for me, it's not irrelevant. It's very important. I want to know what your survival skills are. Do you know how to cook? Do you know how to drive? Do you know how to swim? Do you know how to ride a bike? What are all those survival skills? You know how to take care of the house and all of that. Is not gender specific. It's for every gender. Like, it's not gender specific. Okay, this particular gender has to know how to cook or has to know how to clean. You want to know what are this person's survival skills. Are they independent to an extent that, okay, I'm on my own and I can get things done for myself, I don't need somebody to always get things done for me? That's actually a sign that this person is responsible and independent. So that's something you should check. You also want to know about their pet peeves and turns off. What turns them off? What makes them feel off? It could be body odor, mouth odor. It could be something really little as something they find very irritating. Somebody that is making maybe swearing or saying vulgar words. You want to know what they are, so that if you're the kind of person that says vulgar word or you swear all the time, you know that, okay, you should stop doing that in front of them or altogether, because it may not be helpful in the relationship you're trying to build with this person. You also want to know brief history about the person's past relationship. Yeah, you don't really need to know the deep stuff, but you want to know the surface. Why did you guys break up? How long have you been together? What was the relationship like? Do you still have feelings for this person? Are you still communicating with this person? Just the basics, so you can have an idea of the kind of person, or an idea of the past relationship and how it was. You want to know how the person talked about their ex. Did they talk about their ex in such a way that you feel like they still have feelings for them, or okay, they've moved on? Or you want to know so that you can know how to go forward with the conversation or the talking stage that you're having. Then there's another thing you also want to talk to them about, maybe scenarios. Let's say if you're a feminist, or maybe you're into gender equality or gender equity, you can bring up scenarios to ask the person you're in the talking stage with, so you can know if this person shares the same view with you in this area. Like if you hold a really strong view of something, maybe something political or something economical or something, just share it. You want to bring up a scenario and talk to them to know if you guys share the same views on this or not. So it depends. If they share the same view with you, you can choose either to go forward with it, or you can decide to bring it to an end, depending on how you see it, or depending on how you view it. And the last question, this is the last on my list, but this should not be the last question. All these questions I have mentioned here, they should have follow-up. There's some follow-up questions that you can add to it to know that, oh, there's something that's also important to me. Probably I have something that I need this person to know. Will this person be comfortable with me? If we're be comfortable with this thing, if they find that, just something that's really deep for you, you can just talk about it and know if they're cool with it. So finally, you want to ask if they are ready to be in a relationship. I'm going to break this into two: if they're ready to be in a relationship, or if they're ready to be in a relationship with you. So you want to know, this does not matter if you're the guy or you're the girl. Don't say, oh, the guy has to ask. This is a question that anybody can ask when you're talking. You want to know if you're ready to be in a relationship. Some people are not ready. probably they have some challenges they are going through. Maybe they have not gotten over their ex. They're not ready to move on. They just have so much going on in their head, and they're like, no, I'm not ready to move on. So I just want to just have a friend, somebody I can talk to. So if you are looking forward to a relationship, you can decide that, oh, I'm not looking for a friend, I'm looking for something more. So you can decide to maybe call it a quit or and move on, or you can decide to say, oh, not looking for a friend, but I could be your friend, and then we could see what that develops to. So now, if you do that, you cannot hold the person responsible for falling for another person, because the person did not commit to you. There was no commitment. So you deciding to wait till when the person is ready, it's at your own detriment. Okay, so you have to think about it carefully and know if it's worth the risk to wait for this person to when this person is ready, or to just move on with your life. Okay, and you also want to know if this person is ready to be in a relationship with you. Sometimes they talk to you and then they don't want to hurt your feelings, so they want to just find a way to just ghost you or something like that. So that means they're not ready to be in a relationship with you, because sometimes you may get to find out later that, oh, this person started dating this person, and when I talked to this person for like a long time, and then there was nothing. It's because the person was ready for a relationship, but was probably not ready for a relationship with you. And if you don't ask to know, and if you don't ask, you wouldn't get that answer. So it's best you just ask that question so that you can get the answer, and be ready and open to embrace whatever response you get. Don't be like, oh, I don't want to hear bad news, just keep feeding me with the lies, just keep feeding, I'm okay with it. But if you want to be intentional, which is the point of this whole talking thing, you want to be intentional with the relationship, or where the relationship is going, you want to ask and be specific. Try as much as possible not to go with the flow. Even if you're compatible in every way, you want to know where the friendship or the talking stage is heading. You don't want to be in the talking stage for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 1 year, 2 years, like I did in the past. You don't want to be in those kind of long talking stages. You want to be in talking stages that are very intentional, that within at least a month or before a month. Some people, I know people that have been in talking stages, and in a week they are ready to get that. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, depending on you. But you want to be sure that if it's not happening sooner, it will happen. Like you are confident that, okay, maybe this person is taking his time to do something, or something that you want to know. And yeah, there's one question I forgot to add. You want to know their views about long distance. Are they cool with long distance relationship? If you're cool with long distance relationship, it's fine. But if you're not cool with long distance, you want to know where is this person location, or if this person is outside your home country, or this person is within your home country but another city. Are they open to dating somebody in another city? Are they open to traveling? Because remember, long distance relationship is very expensive. So is this something you want to try? Or is a person ready to move to where you are, or is the person considering moving to where you are, or are you considering moving to where the person is for some reasons? So these are stuff you need to talk about so that you can know if it's possible and if it's going to work. So I hope you find this video very helpful in your talking stage, if you're planning a talking stage, or if you're already in a talking stage. This video, I hope you find it very helpful. I want you to leave me a comment. I want to know what your thoughts are. What do you think? What are your opinions about this whole talking stages? If you have more questions that you feel like these questions are very important to be asked in the early stages of talking stage, I'll be in the comments waiting to interact with you. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye. Mwah.